This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Mystery Along the Italian Coast by A Nation and Aileen Nation. Prologue. Margaret Trapp invited her younger sister Anne to spend the night with her while her husband attended a meeting in another city. She slept upstairs, and her sister slept in the spare bedroom down the hall. Just as Margaret dozed off, she thought she heard her bedroom door open. "Anne?" she called, sitting in her bed. A shadow crossed her vision in front of her chest of drawers. She sat up wide awake. She knew her husband was in another city. The outline of a man holding a knife in the air sent her screaming. She struggled out of her bed and ran out of the bedroom. In her bare feet, she pounded on Anne's bedroom door. She looked behind her. The shadow on the wall came toward her. "Anne, let me in! He's got a knife!" Margaret screamed. She turned when she didn't receive an answer, and saw the dark silhouette advancing toward her. She didn't have time for her sister to answer the door. Turning toward the stairway, she ran for her life through the house, out the back door, into the cool spring night, across the frosted grass. Frightened, Anne rushed to the door and locked the doorknob. "Margaret, what's happening?" she called out, pressing her face against the door. She heard nothing. Another scream rang outside the rear of the home. She rushed to her second-story window and witnessed a woman in a long white nightgown running across the lawn. Anne, fearful that the intruder would return to the house to get her, she grabbed her cell phone from the dresser near the bed and huddled in the closet. Shaking, she called the police. The few-minute wait seemed like hours when she heard the sirens blare in the distance. She didn't stir until she saw the police lights flash against her bedroom wall. Anne rose from the floor to watch through her upstairs window. She saw the police arrive and walk around the home to the backyard. They discovered her sister's body, dressed in a white nightgown, lying face down in the frosted dirt of last year's summer garden. When an officer checked the house, Anne answered her bedroom door and followed the officer down to the back patio. She still wore her bathrobe and slippers. She couldn't stop crying. A policewoman walked over and wrapped her in a standard-issue blanket from the officer's car. "I'm Officer Riggins. What's your name?" she asked. "Anne, I'm her sister. I'm staying here." She tried to tell the officer, but her tears wouldn't stop. The police officer guided her back into the warmth of the home and sat her down in the living room. "Which way to your kitchen? I'll make us some coffee or tea if you prefer," she said. "Tea is fine. There's a box of them over on the counter." "And is the woman outside married?" she asked, handing Anne a handkerchief. "Yes, Avery is in Philadelphia. His hotel phone number is on the desk over there," she whimpered, drying her eyes with the officer's handkerchief. A few minutes later, Officer Riggins returned with 2 cups of coffee and set them down on the round commode tabletop between their chairs. "Now tell me exactly what happened," the officer asked. Anne took a few sips from her cup. "I was sleeping when Margaret began hammering on my door. She screamed. I was scared and wouldn't open the door. It's all my fault. I just froze. All I could do was think, what if whoever is after Margaret comes for me?" Anne said, shaking. "When I looked out my bedroom window and saw her running outside in the backyard. There wasn't a sound in the hallway until the other officer arrived," she cried. The first officer she saw approached them. "Ma'am, the woman is dead. Looks like an accident, but we'll have forensics go over the pitchfork." "Pitchfork?" Anne asked, bewildered. "Yes, ma'am, she must have tripped over it." "Oh, but how?" "Why don't we come back inside so you can dress?" "You must be freezing," said the woman officer. Chapter 1. Somewhere in Alexandria.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.